Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Sent out. Um, actually, it's been out off and on today. I come out here with a break in the rain. I'm just gonna upload a video. Um, yeah, took a nap. Afternoon nap. Can't even tell what my hair looks like. Don't really care. It is what it is. I think the rain. It's been so peaceful. Um, feels so good. I should say. Kind of the pollen and the dust and possibly the wildfires and the smoke are, it's giving us that cleansing. It's one thing I kind of notice about this reality and stuff, especially when there's fires and an uproar or the times that we're in right now, cleaning out or cleansing out the air, the environment, um, perhaps the things, who knows, stuff that could have been, I don't want to say it, up in the air, planes, beep, who knows. It's kind of hard to say because there was some guy, I don't know his name, but he came out and which is really quite interesting, which I told, because he had mentioned, he's like, this is my plane, this is what the GOVER meant, is they pay him big bucks to seed the air. um, and he showed which valves let out more, and the more that comes out, and he gets paid bigger money and stuff. And then he was like, oh, at the end of the video, he goes, well, okay, just wanted to show you guys, so I get to start to work. But it's quite interesting that he had mentioned it, because you can see that people are trying to come out. They're trying to, and I think it's because it's kind of a way of repenting, or allowing people to know what's happening, even though he's getting back in the plane and doing it. Um, and again, I think this is where some people have their hands tied with their income and their money. Um, so you got the dark hand and the white hand, which are kind of interesting because you see that a lot on the on BitChute and other places, about, because they go to BitChute because of everything else that's being censored. About things. Oh, Mr. MBB, I just got a flash on my phone from Mr. MBB 333, something about vanishing. I know, I gotta shave. I just noticed that. I can see it in the reflection of the thing on my neck. But shave is my last. But who knows? There's lots of things that are going on in the world today. And I think that's really interesting about what's going on in the world stage between, the Mr. T Rump, because in my, I don't know, not, I shouldn't say my, because a lot of people have mixed feelings about what's going on. But again, it's like that thing where we're showing, like what I was talking about, the white hats and the black hats that they say that's in charge right now. But if we look at the white hats and the black hats, it's kind of like saying the yin and yang sign with the white fish and the black fish, where they're only showing two forces at each other, but there's a third force. It's just like, when they have you vote for two, from my perspective, two evils rising up at the same time, but no one can see it, um, because the people are trained to, since it's a two-party system, and which is quite interesting because in Bible, bi means two, a two-party system, um, meaning the people are. It's kind of like saying that they've been programmed to only look at two choices instead of the third choice. Two choices, and meaning either you look at the right side of the brain or the left side of the brain. You don't look down the center of the neutral zone. It's like they're keeping you here, over here, the positive side. This is my right, the positive side or the negative side, um, instead of being in the neutral zone. And this is where we need to be right now. And because I catch myself sometimes slipping too much over to the right pillar or too far over to the blue pillar, and when I need to stay in on the white pillar, right? And that's very important. And again, this whole thing is, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But like they were saying about, there's two indictments on the Biden right now, for impeachment. And I got to thinking, well, how do you impeach somebody who's not the real person that's in office? I mean, that's my perspective. I see a mask. I see a mask on a lot of these people. I see a mask even in their own personalities. Um, because it could be blackmail, it could be anything, it could be things over their heads. This is a really weird time that we're in right now. But look at the book of Matthew, and I think it's chapter 24. It talks about wars and rumors of war, and a pestilence and stuff like that that's coming. And I think that has to do with um, closing one system and waiting for the new system to pop up. Now that is another thing too, because this whole system has got us down here thinking that this one world order is going to be the dark, because they're throwing their part, but they're not going to. In my perspective, they're not going to make it. Because remember, those who are going in with Lord Jesus, Jesus Christ's name, right, into heaven, eternity, that type of thing. Those who follow Jesus Christ to go to his schooling, right? Well, if you think about it, if you go into Jesus' um, world, it's going to be kind of a one world, his world, his type of world that's going to be happening. And I think that's what a lot of people are upset about too. I know there is a few people, because I've been attacked on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook. I've been on Facebook, but I haven't been on the video part of it, because there's a certain character on there which is quite interesting, because it seems like I know him from somewhere, but he is not a very nice man. And I say that because he mentions about certain things. So in other words, there's people out there that are upset that they can't play God anymore. They can't seek that that role of playing God over the people, and they're upset about it. It's like you're taking it away from them, but no one's taking anything away, because it's been written over 500 years ago that it was going to happen. So just think, within 500 years' time, man has played God over the people, did what they want and all this stuff. And now it's the system's closing, meaning, no one's going to be able to play God anymore, because only Jesus is going to be able to play God, the King, right? And so we see all this uproar. And the thing about it is that Jesus, when when he's back, it's going to be like two white fish. There are going to be two fish that are pointing straight up. There's not going to be one black fish going down and one white fish going up. It's going to be two fish pointing straight up. And if you look at the sky, we got the sun and the second son of King David. Both are representing two fish pointing up. That's my perspective. I don't know. Everybody else may have their own perspective on that. But yeah, there's quite a few people that are just not happy about that they can't seek and play God. And I think that's a very good eye-opener for all of us, is that why would you want to play God? Why would you want to play God over the people? Why would you want control over the people? That's a very powerful position, and a position that isn't taken lightly, that shouldn't be taken lightly, that should be taken in with somebody with lots of love and respect and for the people, and have the people's interests at mind, not their own agenda at mind. We already know it. God's agenda is, it's written in the Holy Script. But I won't go any farther on that. I just want to put out there that, we just need to relax, take a nap when you need to. If you even if you feel like, I don't know, feel a little tired or anything, go lay down for an hour or so. I think it has to do with our body evolving and changing. And again, it's like when you think about Daniel, the book of Daniel, he went up to his window and he prayed 3 times a day. And that's, from my perspective about the Teslas, about the 3, 6, or the 9, 3, and 6. And then you got Daniel, who prayed 3 times. And I say 9 is because it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, right when the sun's coming up, when the rays aren't too, spend 15 minutes to meditate, or sit out in the sun and meditate, not like look in the sun, but just have your body out there to absorb the rays, and then at 3 p.m. And at 6 p.m. And the reason why I think is those times is because the sun's not so intense on our body, besides 3 p.m. But then also, if we look at these times, if we look at 9 is like starting off your day, usually for people. 3 p.m. is usually when you're, getting off work. And then 6 p.m. is usually when, dinner time or something of that effect. So there's more to it than a vibration that people are looking at with Tesla's symbols, a triangle. And if we take the clock backwards, so it's just quite interesting, because if we look at 12, let's see here. So the clock goes like this. It goes left to right, right? But if we look at it going right to left, 11 o'clock would be 1 o'clock. 10 o'clock would be 2 o'clock. And then 9 p.m. would be 3 o'clock. So it's really quite interesting, because I think that's what they say, like Back to the Future. It's like rolling back the clock the other way, instead of us going towards the left, which I've mentioned that too on a couple of posts about they have the Republicans up there talking about a turning point. And if you look at the sign, the turning point, actually, it goes up like this, but it turns to the left. So a turning point, so they're pointing, the arrow is pointing to the left. And that's what I was saying. Doesn't anybody see the turning point? They're turning left. Because if they were Republicans and they were turning right, they would have it turning right. But they don't. They have the symbol turning left. And it's all of what they're showing you, right? But I don't know. I just want to mention that too, because everything is right in front of our face. If we can just see, instead of seeing the person, is the actor or whatever is up there who's making this speech, again, because you've got the world stage, the red and blue fighting with each other, dividing each other, blame game, instead of saying, if we can just agree on this, can we come together and work on this? But you never really hear anything about, we'd like them to come together and we'd like to work on this. It's this person, this person, this person, this person. And then when I was thinking about the indictment, right, or the impeachment of the Biden, I got to thinking about that. I was like, well, how do you impeach somebody that we don't even know is still here? I mean, it's like, I think that guy's name is Juan O'Savin. I heard him talking about that somebody asked Siri about him, and last year or the year before last, and they mentioned that something about, he'd already left in, I think it was 2017 or something like that, in a military hospital or something. But now, I'm not out spreading rumors about this. I'm just trying to get people to think about The Mask, the Hollywood, the script, the play. And then now with the railroads, showing all these military vehicles and showing all these military drills all over the U.S. and showing supposedly the Mexican army that's on the other side just waiting for the green light to go. They show videos of all these tanks and stuff down there, but not tanks, but they're just like Humvees, right, with military people on it. And then they showed, another channel showed like this green beam coming out of the Antarctic, going straight up to the top of the dome, or heading up somewhere up that way. And of course, people are like, well, what is that green beam coming out of the Antarctica? And it shows it coming out of one of the U.S. has a United States flag on it, some building down there, and this beam coming out and going straight up, which is quite interesting because, green, the color green is representing the heart. So again, I don't know what that was for, but if anybody knows, go ahead and leave what you think it could be. Okay, have a great day, everybody.